what we're going to do now, we are going to walk through our tools, okay? The first tool we're going to go through is the Readability Assistant, and then we're going to walk through tools as it relates to special education teachers, but really we're all in IEP meetings, and so we can benefit from understanding what these tools are, and then also recommending to our colleagues who sit across from us at IEP meetings so that they can get access to tools to help them as well. In our main platform, which is app.schoolpsych.ai. I'm in the simplified view, and just a quick overview. A while ago, we made some updates where you can chat with Sophia in this left-hand panel. You can come in and work on your documents on the right-hand side. We recognize and learn based on feedback, like these types of conversations, that we must simplify, simplify, simplify. And so we did that. And so we simplified it. So when you click chat, it's going to take you back to this view here to get started. Okay. And once you're in this view, my recommendation to get started is to begin by just having a conversation with Sophia. Literally treat Sophia like a thought partner. If you can think it, you can ask Sophia to help you. So here I told Sophia, rewrite the following so a parent can easily understand. Cut out the fluff. I'm going to zoom in a bit. Cut out the fluff and clinical jargon. Here's one of my favorite prompts. I'm going to copy this so y'all can have this. Use natural human language and write as if I'm explaining to a friend over coffee. This is a prompt that it's one of my favorite prompts. So I'm going to drop this inside the chat. All right. And what that prompt does, it really takes the cliche language from any AI model, and it makes it use plain human language, like Amy, you and I are having a conversation over coffee. And then it took this clinical language that's here, and then it broke it down super simple, conversational. So right away, getting in and using Sophia as a thought partner and just having a conversation with her, all right? I want you all to explore the conversational aspect of Sophia. Next, what you're gonna do, I want to direct your attention to the bottom leftish corner of this conversational chat box, okay? And you see it says tools. What you're gonna do, you're gonna click where it says tools. You're gonna note that we have a number of different tools available. We have them kind of categorized by different themes, report writers. We've done some office hours on that. We'll do some future ones on writing reports, clinical documentation, document review, text enhancement, general tools. What we're going to spend time on is tools designed for special educators, including psychologists, SLPs, OTs, PTs, and everyone in between. So when you click that, I'm going to zoom in one more time, you'll be able to see all the different IEP related tools that we have, okay? Now, what I want to jump in and start walking you all through is how to start using some of these tools, all right? And the number one tool, I mean, you could get started with any ones that you want, but we're going to get started with the IEP Goal Generator, okay? When you click the IEP Goal Generator, this is considered a tool, okay? This is the view that it looks like. You have several options. You can upload documentation. It can be progress monitoring notes. It can be RTI information, SST information. It could be results from an evaluation, whatever it might be, and you can upload it here by clicking choose file. If you switch to the text box, you can manually input, copy from somewhere else, paste inside into this form. Here's what we're gonna do to just get started, all right? And I tested this one earlier and it returned what I wanted. So as simple as just saying, here's the goal that we need. improving reading fluency and decoding. We'll give a little bit more for a 5th grader named Josiah. All right. And then we're going to click submit. So the simple steps here, we went to the tools, we input the simple goal that we want, and in seconds, literally seconds, here's what Sophia gave us. By the end of the IEP year, Josiah will improve reading fluency and decoding skills by reading grade level passages at 120 words per minute with 95% accuracy as measured by monthly CBM assessments. Just like that, you have a goal. I'll pause here for any questions or comments about what I just walked you all through.
Byron, will it also create objectives for that goal?
Well, Laura, just like we practiced. So here's what we can do. We can copy this or click that button to copy. There's several different ways. You can tell Sophia, now based on this goal, create objectives. Very simple. You can paste it in and say, based on this IEP goal, give me objectives. Or you can go back to tools. You can search also, super simple, IEP Objective Generator. We have a tool for that. Leslie, B, let's capture that. That's going to be like our new tagline. SchoolPsych AI. We have a tool for that. All right, we're going to paste inside. This is that goal. We just did this. Literally taking that goal, pasting it inside the objective generator, and there we go. 4 objectives right there. Okay. And you see it's increasing the level of accuracy as it builds up to that overall goal. But now check out what we can do. Close your eyes for like 30 seconds. You're not seeing this. Look over here. Distraction. Okay, now we're back. All right. Let's say that you started new. All right. What you can do now that we have this button says create document. So now, Erica, we're going to create a document that we can work from. I can modify anything in this because it's an editor. Beautiful. Now, Laura, guess what we're going to do? We're going to add this to that document. And because I can edit anything, I'm taking that out. I'm going to say IEP goal. I'm going to bold that. And then we have the objectives here. Let's go. IEP objectives. Now we're rocking and rolling in full time. Seconds. I know I could do this as a practitioner, but when I don't have the cognitive capacity, thinking through this is going to be labor and time consuming. And I'm already stressed and burnt out. I don't want to have to do yet another thing. So the ability to generate this, and now as a practitioner, I'm a conductor. I'm reviewing. I'm saying now I'm going to take this, paste it back in here, and tell Sophia, now your task is to personalize this based on the following information that I have. Or we can run this back and say, create an email that I can share this out. So many options. But Laura, does that answer your question? 2 thumbs up. All right. I'll pause here. Other questions, comments, reflections so far? My team, anything that I missed that?
So I had a question, and I think I know part of the reason why, but I was following along. So I am a new subscriber to Sophia. I haven't tinkered a lot just yet because I came on after NASP, and it's just been crazy since then. So I haven't tinkered as much. But as I was following along with creating that objective for Josiah, mine looks different. And I'm sure that's because Sophia doesn't know me yet, but I don't have tasks or trials in mine. So mine just gave me accuracy going from 90% accuracy to 92 to 94. And that's basically all the objectives were. So I'm wondering, if you are newer, you probably need to be more specific. And just saying, go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
No, I was repeating myself.
Not at all, not at all. I'm working on allowing silence in between, so, yes. What's going to be important, especially whether you're a new user or old user, is providing context, okay? Our tools are pretty structured in terms of you input some information, and then we have a structured format for these tools that's going to output in a very similar format. The difference between what I get versus what you get is going to be the level of information and context that you provide. If anyone was on our PD this past Friday, where we offer Nashville approved CPDs, one of the things that I shared is to make sure that you provide as much context as possible. All right, so the more context you can provide for it's just a really long way to say provide context. Over time, we'll get to some of the more nuances where you can go to settings and then add in personalization and then give Sophia custom instructions, and then she'll respond based on your needs. But at the most basic level, provide as much context as possible. And then also, especially when you're using conversations, you can
Oh, Byron, you're
modify them.
A little bit. No, you're good. You're good now. You're good now.
Let me turn my camera off just in case. Okay. I'll stop there. Can y'all hear me? Just thumbs up. Angie, was that kind of helpful?
Yeah, and that's kind of what I thought, because I've used ChatGPT in the past, and so it took me a long time to learn what, to kind of get those templates customized. So I just assumed Sophia would be similar.
Yes, got it. Okay. Any other questions before we keep rolling through the different tools that we have? Okay. I'm going to show you all one of my earlier favorite tools that we have. Watch what I'm going to do here. This is a chat. We're talking to Sophia. This is about a student named Josiah. Create a new thread. Okay. Byron, why does that matter? Because Sophia, each thread, and look at all these threads. I mean, I have probably thousands of threads. And don't be like me, name your threads. I say that all the time. Sophia, if you have so much information, and as practitioners, we have so much information inside of our threads and dealing with IEPs and reports and evaluations, Sophia will start to lose context. Any AI platform will start to lose the point. Okay, so stay focused. To stay focused, create a new thread. All right, depending on the level of your access. If you're a premium member, you have them, so use them. So I created a new thread. One of the best tools that we have is this whole child at a glance tool. And this tool, what I love about it, it creates a snapshot. And I see it stopped presenting. Am I freezing? Oh, okay, never mind. What this tool does, it takes basic information that you have on a student, and I'll just put it in basic demographic into our FERPA compliant platform. Hope I answered the question someone was thinking. Basic attendance information, behavioral information, 504, any relevant information that I have on the student, and then I'm going to hit submit. And this whole child at a glance is perfect for case managers, if your schools, whatever your role is, to take the snapshot of a student that creates a holistic picture of this child. Now, distraction, look over here. We got to work on a way to where we can create a new document without having to go back home. But anyways, I just put in basic information and look at this report that we get back. We put it in this nice header, overview of this academic performance summary, looking at the subjects, performance, keynotes, performance indicators, attendance metrics, behavioral profile. If you're familiar with my work, you know I'm really, really big on a strength-based approach, shift to a strong, dropping Monday. I never thought I would write a book. That is not my thing. I could speak in front of crowds of thousands of people. I am a testament of shifting from what's wrong to what's strong. And I have a book that's coming out on Monday. But nonetheless, I'm really big on helping our young people and adults too to identify strengths and assets and talk about them. And so if you have strengths of your student, it gives you this strength section right here. It's beautiful. And then it gives you the areas of concern and supports and needs. By the way, being strength-based doesn't mean you ignore challenges. It just switches the order, right? So we're talking about the strengths and we're talking about the needs, because the needs are very real. And it gives you all of this information. Look at the trends and insights, next steps and recommendations. Create a document. Now this document is here. And then you can go, I need to zoom out a little bit. You can copy this, you can export as a PDF, Word doc, and now people are going to think you're the most amazing practitioner in the world. Questions, comments, reflections on this whole child at a glance?
I have a question, and maybe this is very simplistic, but like every time you show a new tool, I'm like, ooh, I like that. I want to use that. So then where do I use that versus something else that you've showed us? Like, this is like very concise and I like this. And then I'm thinking, well, I've been using the summary writer, report summary writer, which is not the same, but similar. So give me some examples of like, you'd use this instead of this for here.
Yes. Number one is understanding the task that you have. That's a priority number one. And when you understand the task that you have, then you can map those to the tools that help you accomplish and get those tasks done. Okay, Byron, that sounds good, but what does that mean? For this whole child at a glance, this is a tool that you're going to use if you have a ton of relevant, might be scattered information and data on a student. This is a tool that will be good at the beginning of a year, to where now, especially as you're working with case managers, if you work with case managers, if you're working with a parent, if people need information, and you can give this to them at a glance. Where you might use some of the summarizer tools are going to be if you have large chunks of information, right? Think a whisk section of a report, and you want to summarize that. Now I'm going to use one of the summarizer tools, okay? Think you have this full-length school report, and you need it in a nice section that's condensed, it's concise, and it gets the job done. Then you're going to use one of the school report summaries. Think about the tasks that you have and mapping them to the tools. And then when you don't know, reach out to me, reach out to the team, and we're just a click of a button away, and I'll hop on a call, we'll work through. The last thing I'll say, Amy, if it's helpful, I am envisioning a graphic like a one-pager that says, here are tools, here's the best time to use the tool, or even categories of tools to kind of map, to kind of take some of the guesswork out of it. Thumbs up. Awesome. Is that Erica Wood in here? Wait a minute.
Yes, and I'm off camera because I'm on spring break and y'all do not want to see me.
Erica Wood. Now, I got to take a second to shout out Erica. I've known Erica for a good bit, just through NAVS. I work up in Maryland. She is the resident historian for all things NAVS, for African American school psychologists. She is a wealth of knowledge, super involved in the state association in Maryland, and just an amazing person. So Erica, it's good to see you.
Well, thank you. It's good to be here. I will say that I'm pretty new to using Sophia AI. I think I bought a subscription a little while ago, so I'm still like playing around with it. But one of the things I've done is I've taken some IEP goals and just had it just make it more affirming and change it up a bit and still meet our state standards. Because in my state, we have standards for how IEP goals should look. And then we have in Maryland what's called a closing the gap section that we have to include in our IEP goals. So that's been really helpful for me. So I just wanted to thank you.
Awesome. Definitely our pleasure. And while we do this work, and Erica is in Baltimore County and has been there for a good bit. She's a veteran in the field.
I officially have 30 years, but I've been with Baltimore County for 26.
All right. Doing amazing work. Good to see you, Erica. Okay. I'm scanning, allowing silence. Any other questions? Erica, you got something?
I do have a question. Is there a capacity, and again, could be because I don't have a subscription yet and haven't been playing around at all, but is there the capacity to integrate with other district platforms, for example, platforms that have all of our students' district assessment scores, or if we have a platform that's tracking intervention data already, instead of copy pasting, is there a way that it can pull directly?
Yeah, Erica,
Can you
took the idea that I had. That's why I created this goal. What I wanted to do was to pull directly from thing like a Power School or a easy IEP or an online IEP, click a button, and then it generates like that. We are working on some interoperability options with the third-party provider. And so that is something that is on our roadmap. So stay with this and coming soon.
Okay, awesome. Cool.
Yep. All right. Okay. I want to go through some other tools that I think you all will find beneficial. Okay. One of the best tools, and it's in my top 5 now, is the Readability Assistant. Okay. One of the most important uses of SchoolPsych AI is making our findings, anything that we're doing, accessible to the right audience. Okay. The work that we do, and I'm going to be very straight up when I say this, means nothing if we don't move towards action with our parents, for the student specifically. And I'll stand on that. We write these lengthy reports and they just sit there. Or worse, we write these reports for attorneys and advocates. We need to be writing more than just a report. Everything that we do that allows the appropriate people to move towards improving their outcomes for the young people that we serve. Okay?